Hey guys, this is Stephen here. I just wanted to give you now the third tour of the Scott Community Homes located in Peoria, Arizona. This is model number 4412. It is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 3-car garage. It has 2254 square feet, and I really like this one because it has its own casita. So I'm going to give you the tour of the front of the house and then we'll go inside. And here is the front of the house. Now, just like the previous house, it has kind of that red garage door. All right, before we go in, we are going to look at this optional casita right here. Now, I am personally a big fan of casitas, especially if you are the type of individual that is looking to maybe rent out this space, right? So if you decide you want to maybe lower your mortgage, casitas are great because it helps. It helps lower your mortgage. Simple as that. So this is a full bathroom in here, which is nice. Or let's say if you're like me and you just want maybe family members to stay separately, maybe a separate part of the house, this could be a great option too for that. All right, so we are gonna go out and let's go through the front. All righty, so this one has a nice wide hallway, pretty short too in comparison. All right, we'll go to the right first. Pretty decent sized bedroom. And you got your own walk-in closet. So already a step up from the previous builds that we've seen. Again, as these model numbers go up, the finishes go up, and I would say the quality of house goes up. Got your full bathroom. Got your nice tile work. And I'd say this is also a decent sized bedroom. No walk-in closet though. All right, so now we have kind of a destination laundry room right here. And this is your little area that you can set your keys down or whatever you do when you come in from the garage. Now this has a normal water heater. The other one in the previous video actually had a tankless hot water heater. Definitely a huge fan of the tankless because they heat up the water way faster and it uses less energy. Just food for thought. All right, so this laundry room has a good amount of storage. No sink yet. We'll see if the next model has a sink. All right, and then before you get to the living area, we have a nice little den area. Now, if you see my previous videos, our den is gonna be used as a playroom. So that's just the reality when you have a lot of kids, or if you're striving to have a lot of kids, right? So yeah, this would just be a playroom for us. Simple as that. So I don't know if it'd be this fancy of a playroom as far as the wall accents and all that good stuff. Now this is a nice living area for sure. As you saw in the previous videos, the way it was laid out is, you know, just picture the kitchen on this side, and then you had the dining room in the middle, and then you had the living room on that side. The way this is laid out, this is pretty much ideal. Reason being is you can be cooking. You can be maybe watching TV or entertaining, right? If you have guests over and you still wanted to communicate with them, right? They don't have to necessarily be separate. It's all kind of here. Super nice. This looks like a walk-in pantry. Decent size, not too bad. Ah, we got a double oven, and I am not confusing one of the ovens as a microwave. If you saw any of my previous videos, some of those microwaves are pretty fancy. So kind of like this one, but you can kind of tell this is a microwave. There we go. It's like the pull-out microwave. Got an electric stove. Nice deep sink. Little dining nook. All right, before we get a tour outside, we'll go ahead and check out the master. Oh, nice. Got a little bonus space right here in the master, which is pretty nice. You got your entrance and exit from and to the backyard. And now this shower is beautiful. Wow. Yeah, I love the 2 shower heads right there. Yeah, you could pretty much have a party in that shower. Not that, not that we would, but you can if you want. All right. Ah, this closet kind of keeps, whoa, look at that. That's an extra closet space right there. That's awesome. Yeah, my wife and I, if we were sharing this closet, it'd be from here all the way to here would be her space. And then I'd probably get, actually no, just keep it going all the way to the end. I'd get that little space right there. So got your double vanity and the private toilet room. Alrighty, so let's go check out the backyard. All right, so this backyard is pretty much the same size as the other ones. Where I'd say it's lacking is the side yards. The side yards are pretty small, but I would say that's because the inside of the house is bigger as far as square footage, right? But yeah, standard pavers, rocks, low maintenance if you're a low maintenance type of person. So I know for us in particular, our next house, we'd probably want a pool. That's one of the cost factors that you have to consider with new builds. If you're looking to buy a new build, I mean, a pool can easily run you up to $70,000 or more. So that's definitely a cost. I mean, even to landscape the backyard like this, you're still looking, upwards of $10,000 or more, just depending. I know when we put pavers and grass in our backyard, it was a relatively small yard, even half the size of this, and it cost us about $6,000 to $7,000. So just to give you an idea. But yeah, that pretty much gives you the tour. Now, if you are someone looking to move to the West Valley, particularly Peoria, Arizona, I'm very familiar with Peoria, Arizona. I've done now tours of Surprise, right? And then we've done North Phoenix as well. So if you are looking in any of those areas, honestly, any part of the valley I'm pretty familiar with, but those areas in particular, I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have with any community, any floor plan. Feel free to reach out. My number is 602-554-8731. We're going to go ahead and check out the next build, and then we will at some point get into the views, which is actually the higher end models when it comes to Scott communities. So looking forward to seeing you at the next model tour.